Hey babes, it's your girl, is your babe, and I'm back again with another YouTube video. And today we're going to talk about healing parental wounds and breaking generational traumas. Okay, and honestly y'all, I feel like I've been avoiding this topic because it's a touchy subject for me. Because it's personal, and sometimes you be in denial about, certain stuff, but we can't be about it. You can't be in denial anymore, you know what I'm saying? It is time to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Let's be real, let's chat. So, I want to first start off with my parental dynamic. For one, I'm gonna start off with my dad because he's not a part of my life, and I actually haven't talked to him, I think, in over a year now. Just because there's certain stuff that you just don't allow or accept in your life anymore between people. Sometimes you just can't excuse people for their actions and their behaviors anymore, you know what I'm saying? It's not an excuse anymore. So I'm gonna start off with my dad. He's not a part of my life. I've never been a part of my life. I haven't seen that man in person, not once, not that I remember. They told me that I think I went to see him when I was really young. I think like 4, something like that, but I don't remember it. They have a picture, but I used to be sad because he wasn't a part of my life, because I used to think that, your fathers were in charge of like guiding you, you know what I'm saying, set of the tone of what you should be expecting out of life, you know what I'm saying, especially when it comes to like the dating life and stuff like that, and knowing your worth. And so I really thought that, you know what I'm saying, that was their job, you know, something to protect, you know what I'm saying, to provide. And I realized that not all men are built like that. I guess he wasn't built like that. And I'm not gonna go too deep in it, but me personally, I decided to just not have a relationship, even after, as an adult, you know what I'm saying, even after I graduated high school and whatnot and became an adult, you know what I'm saying, the communication and the support wasn't there. And it was still the same as if I didn't exist. And it's not to say like, oh, he doesn't have other kids. He has other kids, so it's not to say he doesn't know how to be a father. He just chooses not to be a father to me. Whether that's because, and I've always had heard excuses from my mom saying how, maybe he's ashamed or embarrassed of the way that he, you know what I'm saying, was absent or whatnot. But I believe that, you know what I'm saying, it's so much excuses that a person can make for themselves for not stepping up to the plate that I'm not interested, you know what I'm saying, in hearing or accepting the BS, you know what I'm saying. You don't want to be a part of it, that's cool. We don't, you know what I'm saying, I can go. You don't have to be a part of it. You just, I just don't have a father. So that's him. He non-existent. Even after the age of 18, he still was inconsistent. I tried to reach out, try to build a relationship. I even tried to go up there to see him, and it was still inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? He never kept his word about what he said he was gonna do or wanted to do. And honestly, I feel like a man keeping his word is very important to me. So once he keeps showing me that he's not capable of doing that, then I realized that I just have to accept you for who you are, and, you know what I'm saying, let it be. So, which is no contact. I have no desire to have a relationship with him, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Other than all the crime I did between my years growing up and becoming the adult that I am today, and it's not needed. You know what I'm saying? I don't need it. So yeah. Moving on. My mom. that's a big parent wound that I have been trying to fix or trying to heal for the longest, because being someone's right hand for the longest, or support system, you know what I'm saying, being that person that somebody depended on or trusted for the longest, and that person turning around and really showing their true colors towards you or treating you a certain type of way, it really did a toll on me. And honestly, healing from that as well, I just had to come to acceptance that people are who they are, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people really learn who their parents are as you get older, because as a kid there's certain things that's not really exposed to you, it's certain things that you don't hear or see, so you don't really understand what's happening. But as you get older, as your brain develops, and you know what I'm saying, you see things for what they are, you know what I'm saying, you see people for what they are, you hear the things that they say, you know what I'm saying. That's really like when the reality sits, but when it really hits and you're really like, you know what I'm saying, then you realize, you know what I'm saying, you know what, you're not the person that I really thought that you were, you know what I'm saying, you are completely different, not, you know what I'm saying, and growing up, you know what I'm saying, I am the oldest of 4 in my home. It used to just be 3, but our brother, he was born in 2013, so then, you know what I'm saying, we added on, so then I became the oldest of 4. And as the oldest, I can imagine y'all already know the dynamic of that, of who had the most responsibilities, of taking care of the family, or stepping up to the plate, and also not just being the oldest, but being the oldest in a home of a single parent raising 4 kids by themselves, you know what I'm saying. Don't ask me about where the other support, or, you know what I'm saying, other head of household was. They're non-existent. I've never been. We all have different dads. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you could imagine what responsibilities she had, and then the responsibilities that I had to pick up on, because I was the oldest and I was the right hand, and honestly I was the most I am and still am the most independent child in the house, who I don't have to be told to do a certain thing or get something done. I'm gonna go get it done, you know. And I used to think that was a perk, which I feel like it still is a perk, until it turned into a burden that, you know what I'm saying, I was responsible for things that wasn't even my responsibility, you know, as a child. And and then having the responsibilities, and then being told that, you know what I'm saying, you're not grown or something, like, you know, it was just, you know, it was a lot. Growing up, you know what I'm saying, and then moving into adulthood, and then taking on more responsibility, because you know I am the independent child, so now I have my driver's license, you know, and now I can drive and go here and there, so now, you know, I have extra responsibilities now to take, you know what I'm saying, whoever here and whoever there, and take to, you know, what doctor appointment is, and I feel like for me, even though, okay, I wouldn't say our dynamic was perfect, but I guess when I was younger, I was more acceptable to the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? It was more easier to control me, and to, you know what I'm saying, have me moving here and there, and, you know what I'm saying, and doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, because I was younger. I didn't, you know what I'm saying, have the confidence to defend myself, or say, no, I'm tired, or, you know, tell people, you know what I'm saying, you need to be doing stuff for yourself, you know what I'm saying. I can't be nobody's personal assistant or personal slave in life, you know what I'm saying. So for me, I feel like most of like our dynamic really got more into like headbutting was, you know, moving into college. And one thing my mom told us was going into college was, she said, give me 2 years of your life. Just give me the first 2 years of after you graduate, so you can get your associate's degree to, you know, in a good degree, and you know, seeing you know, do what you know, whatever direction in life you want to go in, you know, seeing you do that. But I just want the first 2 years, you know, saying it's like a set of foundation. And you know, saying we said cool, you know, and even then, it was still like, because it was just like, well, I just want you to work, you know what I'm saying? I just went to school. And actually, at that time, we weren't allowed to have jobs, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't have a job because she was saying, you know, if you had time for a job, then you had time to pick up extra classes. But, you know, she's like, you don't have to worry about finances. The only thing you have to worry about is being in school. Cool, you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't take that opportunity? What? All I have to worry about is just going to being in school. But what you didn't know is that while you're in school, you know what I'm saying, there are rules that you do have to follow, and if you don't follow them, then, you know what I'm saying, you might have a possibility of being kicked out. Me personally, I don't remember doing anything that was drastic when I was accomplishing my associate's degree, because I still had a boyfriend at the time from high school. Yeah, we graduated high school together, and you know, saying I was still, I think like my first year of college or something, I probably was still together or something like that. Maybe 2, I don't know. But I wasn't like partying, I wasn't drinking or anything, or sleeping over, because I wasn't even allowed to sleep over at anyone's. And I think around the time was like, I think it's like age 20, 21, where I had a 10 o'clock curfew, no sleepovers, you know what I'm saying. I didn't attend any parties because clearly I couldn't go. And it was just, I couldn't have a job, so I couldn't have my own money. And then also I had to be on birth control. I think I said that in one of my last videos, either on TikTok or YouTube, but my mom told me that I couldn't have a boyfriend, or I couldn't have a boyfriend, or I couldn't go over to his house unless I was on birth control. So I was put on the Depo-Provera. And y'all, when I tell y'all, if y'all know about Depo, oh my god, that's a whole nother story time in itself. Like, it blew me up. Like, I went from like 150, 155 to I think my max after being on Depo, and that was like years, was I got up to like 260. From 155 to 260. And that's another factor of our dynamic that kind of like it shook it up, because being forced to be on something that is taking over your body and changing your look, changing your mental, changing your emotions, and you know what I'm saying, you're telling somebody how, you know, this thing is making you feel, you know what I'm saying, and how you know what I'm saying, you're in this depressive. When I tell y'all, I was depressed on Depo. I was depressed, and anytime I had a concern or something and I let her know about it, it was oh well, at least you're not pregnant, you know what I'm saying, unless you don't have a baby, you know what I'm saying, like you'll be fine, like you'll be alright. Like, it was always discarded. It was never taken seriously. It was always, you know what I'm saying, be grateful that you're not pregnant, you know. And I was like, so just fuck me then, you know what I'm saying, fuck how I feel, you know what I'm saying, fuck my mental, you know what I'm saying. And at that time, like when I tell y'all, those early stages of my life, I felt like I had no control over my life, like over my finances. I had no control over my finances. I had no control over my body, my own body, the relationships I could have, you know what I'm saying, what I could do. So and it was crazy because I can talk all the like I have to make a separate video for my birth control experience, because that in itself was just, it was so much. Like I had that I ended up having finding out that I had a ovarian cyst, you know what I'm saying, and that I had to take medication to try to just pop it, and then it pops, and then I had to go to my doctor. And the thing is, like, when I was dealing with my whole birth control situation, I went to my appointments by myself. I was laying, and I will never forget how I was laying on that cold table with no support. I was there by myself, you know what I'm saying, because when I expressed my concerns about my body, about my health, nobody cared. So I had to take matters into my own hands and worry about myself and really take care of myself. And I feel like once that mentality clicked for me, that nobody was gonna care about me as much as I care and advocate for my health, as much as I'm gonna care and advocate for myself, is really when like stuff started to change, like between me and my mom's dynamic. Because once I started speaking up for myself and I started doing things that was healthier for me, it was a problem, because I wasn't in control. I wasn't being controlled anymore, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't taking anyone else's advice about my health and what mattered to me and how it would make me feel anymore, you know, because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna know how you feel. Nobody's gonna know what affects you, because you're in your body. You can't tell me the pain I feel, if I feel pain or not, because you don't live in my body. You're not in my skin. So that's when like it really started to, you know. And once I started, I think that's really like taking your power back, you know what I'm saying? Taking back control of your mind, your body, your finances. Like once I realized, you know what I'm saying, that she didn't really care, that I had to care for myself. Okay. So yeah, so I had to be on birth control until I decided, what was that? I think it was like age 21. Yeah, and then I found out, yeah, it's gonna have to be a whole different video for itself, but yeah. And then so I think the first like move that I made to take back control was, I think it really was that taking that birth control out. And when I did that, I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her I stopped taking my birth control, because I already knew that she was gonna be opposed to it, and it didn't matter to me like, oh, you were pregnant or not, because at the end of the day, I'm healthy, I'm living, you know what I'm saying? All those side effects, I couldn't do it anymore, you know what I'm saying? And I literally, like, how it made me feel is that I wanted to leave this earth. Truth be told, y'all. Like, and then even with that, like, even with me being on the birth control, like the treatment that I had, because I was bigger now, so it's like now we're kind of like equal, because I don't know, she was already at that size, so it's kind of like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of, you know, and so I remember that there was a time when I came in her room and I looked at my ankle was swollen. From what, I don't know, I think I had twisted my ankle or something or whatever it was, but the fact was that my ankle was swollen, and it was a visible swollen, you know what I'm saying? You can tell when an ankle is swollen between an ankle that just has meat on it. So I go, my mom and my great-grand, if I say grandma, I'm referring to my great-grandmother. My grandma, we refer to her as mama. She has passed away. So I was in a room, it was my mom and my grandma. And I came and I said, my ankle is swollen. I was like, you see my ankle is swollen? I'm trying to, you know, express my concern, and they didn't even take the time to look at my ankle. You know what I'm saying? She glanced down at my ankle and was like, your ankle's not swollen. Your ankle's not swollen. That's just the meat on your leg. And then they started laughing. And when that happened, like, I was sick. You know what I'm saying? Because why is that something that you're laughing at? You know what I'm saying? Why am I trying to express a concern to you, and instead of you taking me seriously, or, you know what I'm saying, considering my concern as, okay, let me take the time to look at this and say, you know what I'm saying, oh no, you just look like that, you know what I'm saying, and you already know that I was insecure about my weight. So I had a lot. I was going through, even with being on the birth control, I was still going through a lot with, you know, smart comments and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Even it's like the type of clothes that I wear. Like, I remember another time where I had, yes, and I had already graduated for psych tech, and I was going to WSSU. That's where I go now. And we had a campus tour, and I remember I had a red shirt, and it wasn't even like a crop. Like, it was a red crop, but it wasn't a crop. Like, it still went all the way down to your waist. It just was tied up on the side. And I had on some leggings and some slippers, and I dressed like that because they said to dress comfortable. They said dress comfortable because we're going to be walking around campus. So don't dress in professional attire because you're going to be hot. We're going to be walking around. So you really want to dress comfortable so you can walk around, and because it's a campus, you know. So that's how I dress. Now I'm coming down the stairs, and my mom sees my outfit, and she's going off, and she's like, oh, that's how you're going to the campus tour, and you want people to talk about you, and you're just like a slut, and and I was like, in my head, I was like, a slut? I'm not even naked. I have on clothes. My legs are covered. I have on leggings. I have a top on. My boobs aren't showing. Like, it's a full crop. It's a full top. You know what I'm saying? It's just tied on the side a little bit. And I'm wearing sandals. What part of my outfit was slutty? And then she made me go upstairs and change. And for me, when she described my outfit as slutty, it was like I don't know how I felt about that, because at the time, my sister, she was real slim, real trim, you know what I'm saying? I'll have a little booty on her, you know what I'm saying? Look good, you know what I'm saying? Baby, God gave her the perfect, okay? Anything that she wears, it was always, oh, Miss Slim and Trim, Miss Sexy, I wish I had a body like yours, whoop-de-boo, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could wear clothes like you, but then when it came to me, it was like, I was just slutty, or like a whore, and I didn't understand that. So I just, and I, you know what I'm saying, I was like, I didn't understand it because I wasn't naked. I had clothes on. So that definitely had me feel some type of way. It definitely contributed to my insecurities about how I saw myself. And yeah, it was a lot, you know what I'm saying? I was already insecure about my weight, you know what I'm saying? I'm bigger, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the mirror and I'm looking at somebody who I don't recognize, you know what I'm saying? This is not me. I'm being forced to be on something that I don't want to be on, you know what I'm saying? And I felt at the time that I didn't have a choice, but really I always had a choice. You know what I'm saying? I just had to take control. And once I did that, it was the start of a new journey. It really was, because I remember me laying on that table, and when I officially got that birth control out, y'all, it was like a relief that I took a chance. to take control of my own health and put me first and worry about my own concerns. Okay, so yeah, and then, which is crazy, because dealing with that whole birth control situation, she wasn't there with me to none of my appointments, even to like the removal and whatnot, even to when I had my ovarian cyst and I had to get it, I had to go to my appointments to check on it and get it removed and take medications to get it removed and whatnot. She was not there. She wasn't there at all. None of them. But I'm gonna tell you how God works, right? She was on an IUD and she was having complications with her IUD, and she ended up having an ovarian cyst. And when she had to get those removed, do you know who had to be there with her as her right hand for all of the appointments? Exactly. So it's funny how it's funny how God works, you know what I'm saying? How he shows you, like he been showing you how people really feel about you, and how, you know what I'm saying, how people show up in your life. They could say this and that, you know what I'm saying? They might do something now, here and there, but this is how they really truly feel about you, because you wasn't there for me. But then when it's time for you and you need something, and you need somebody to be there, who's the first person that you call, or who's the first person that you lean to? And I was always there, and I've always been there, because guess what? Nobody else was. And I had to be there for those appointments. And you know what? At first, I felt the type of way, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? I still went to the appointments, and I still showed love, and I still showed support, because that's the type of person that I am. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a hater. I've never been somebody who's been unsupportive or, you know what I'm saying, wishing bad on anybody. So I feel like me still showing up showed that I still had love in me, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't evil, or I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going, you know what I'm saying, because you wasn't there for me, I'm not going to be there for you. I wasn't like that, and I've never been that way, and I still to this day have not been that way with anybody. So it was kind of weird to me, you know, but I don't know if she noticed, but I noticed, and I took note, you know what I'm saying, I took note of those situations that we've had to experience, and I've, you know what I'm saying, you know, moving on, right? Now, past the birth control, we start taking control. I start taking back control of my life. Okay, yeah, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm moving. I'm 21. I graduated with my first 2 years my associate's degree in medical assisting. But pause, COVID has arrived. So can't go straight into medical assisting. Well, my plans were, I did want to go straight into a practice. I wanted to take my test and go into medical assisting and be in my career of being, you know, in the medical field. She didn't want me to do that, because at the time she was like, I don't want you to die from COVID. I don't want you to go work in nobody else's office and get COVID and get anybody in the house sick, or you turn around and end up and dying, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, you know, because our mama, she died from, because she had COVID, and she had also got pneumonia while she was in the hospital, and that's how she passed away. So COVID was like a really big thing to be scared of in our house. And you know what I'm saying, I was like, okay, you know, I understand, you know what I'm saying, even though this is something that I really want to do, I'll take a step back, you know what I'm saying. And we was like, okay, well, I'll go back to school and I'll get another degree, since COVID is still here, so we don't know how long it's going to be here. So instead of going to work in someone else's institution where I have to work with COVID patients, I'll go back to school and attain another degree. Cool. Deal is still, you know what I'm saying, she still doesn't want me to work, you know what I'm saying, because if I can work a job and work hours, then I can pick up more classes for school. Okay, cool. I could just stay in school, focus on my schooling and whatnot. get to college, you know what I'm saying, I think, yeah, I got to college, and you know, when you're in college, it's more college activities that you want to participate in, and it wasn't necessarily the partying or anything like that. Like, it was like events that you wanted to go to, or you know what I'm saying. Even me personally, when I was in college, I was insecure about my finances because I didn't have finances. You know what I'm saying. I didn't have the money to say, you know what I'm saying, oh yeah, we could go to the movies, or we could go to the water park or something. You know what I'm saying. I didn't have the finances to even go shopping at the mall. You know, and as a matter of fact, actually, I used to tutor my youngest brother, and I used to get paid $50 a week for tutoring him all week, because he's learning from home. Yeah, he's homeschooled. So I used to have to tutor him every week, meet him, you know what I'm saying, and he didn't even know how to read at that time, and try to spend extra hours trying to teach him how to read. So I only got paid a stipend of $50 a week. Y'all, what is $50? You know what I'm saying? At that time, $50 a week was like money to me, because I ain't never, you know what I'm saying, I never had no job. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have no job. So even a little bit of money to spend on something, get myself something, that was a lot to me, you know? And now looking back, that wasn't nothing. That wasn't like the control was crazy. Like, it was crazy. But even being told that, oh, you can go to school and you don't worry about working, we still had to hear complaining about how the finances that she had to pay. I pay y'all phone bill, the light, that car, you know what I'm saying? I'm paying all of this for myself and nobody, and I don't have no help, and and it's like, we offer, you know what I'm saying? That's still like, oh, we didn't want to go to work, oh, we didn't want to have a job to pay for our own things, you know what I'm saying? Because then it wasn't like, oh, we didn't want to work. We couldn't, you know what I'm saying, we weren't allowed to. And if you was to go and say, oh, you wanted to have a job, that you like, oh, well, if you can work, you know what I'm saying, you can save up for your own apartment, and you can go pay rent in your own place. Well, okay. I don't know how we got to here, but okay. So that really discouraged us, or had us scared, thinking that we couldn't work, because we was threatened with, if you did work, you could save up to get your own place and move out, even if you was in school. So that didn't add up to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain shit like that used to be said, like in arguments, like it used to just like, it was like, this is crazy, like this is madness. Like, I was literally going crazy, like it didn't add up. Like, so I remember, so tutoring my brother was my first job, $50 a week, right? Moved on, started going to WSSU. I think he started going to public school at the time or something. No, because she pulled, yeah, he was still homeschooled, because she pulled him out of public school before COVID started. Yeah, so he was still homeschooled. I don't remember I was still tutoring him as much. I don't think I was, because now I was going to be in school, so the times he had school in the morning, I was on campus, so I couldn't work. So now I'm going to WSSU, you know what I'm saying, and now I'm in this new era of, you know, I want to start working, you know what I'm saying. I already completed my 2 years. I gave you my first 2 years, like you said, you know what I'm saying, and you said if we could decide what path we want to, you know what I'm saying, go on, you know what I'm saying. I'm over here, I'm 21, 21, 22 with a 10 p.m. curfew, can't do nothing, can't really have no friendships for real because you can't go here, you can't go there. Why? Because you don't have no finances, you know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to have no job. How are you 21, 22 are not allowed to have no job? Are you like, it was like clicking to me, and it was like, what the fuck are we talking about right now? Like, what are we talking about? So once I remember, like, we had this conversation. Let me see how long this is. Sorry, y'all. I had to check because if not, like, we might end up doing like a part 2. So I remember we had, I came to her, we was in a car, and I was having a conversation with her because at the time I had my best friend, and we were best friends since high school, like 10th grade, like since 10th grade, you know what I'm saying? We've been like this, you know what I'm saying? And then after high school, yo, it was like anytime you see her, you see me. Like, we was together, like we was. So she was the one who used to come pick me up, you know, and she would go take me here, take me there, and sometimes if I didn't have the finances or if I didn't have the money, she would pay for me. And I felt horrible, you know what I'm saying, that I always had to depend on someone else to pay because that's not her job, you know what I'm saying. Even though she did it, I wanted to do things for her as well, you know what I'm saying. I wanted to pour back as well, and I also didn't want to be the friend who always coming around and don't have any money, you know what I'm saying. Oh, I can't go here because I don't have the funds. Oh, I can't go there because, you know what I'm saying. And then not only that, I didn't just want the funds because I wanted to go out and have fun. No, because I wanted to pay for my own phone bill. Because anytime like there was like an inconvenience or we had like a little disagreement, I was always threatened that my phone was gonna get cut off and you know what I'm saying, whatnot. And I didn't like the fact that somebody had control over me like that. And I was like, you know what, you complain about the phone bill, and then anytime we have a little disagreement or something, you always tell me you want to cut my phone bill, cut my phone out. So you know what, I didn't want to go ahead and get my own phone plan and I'll just pay my own, pay my own shit. I didn't want to pay my own shit. Like, how was that a problem that you want to pay for your own shit? I never understood that. But I remember I was having a conversation. I came to my mom and I told her, I said, I felt bad that I was always the friend. Like, I don't have my own finances, you know what I'm saying? And anytime I go out with my friends, I'm always the friend who doesn't have finances, who always, I can't do certain things with y'all because I don't have the money, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else, they have their own finances, they can do, you know what I'm saying? Or they can shop, but I can't. And we had that conversation, and I was like, she was like, you know what, you know what I'm saying? I think you're ready, you know what I'm saying? You showed me that you're responsible and whatnot, and I think you're ready that you have. I said, cool, you know what I'm saying? I went straight Indeed, I applied, I went to Lowe's. I went, got an interview. I got hired, y'all. I damn near on the spot, took drug tests, everything, and it wasn't even for the position that I applied for. They had a better position. I'm glad they gave me that one because I probably, so then I started working at Lowe's, and I was working part-time, not full-time, because I was still in school. And I started making my own money. And then once I started making my own money and I started pouring back into myself and taking care of business, problems arose, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, now we have a new problem. Now it's, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you have a job, but, you know what I'm saying, you're not paying any bills. Which it throws me because, what's the topic? now I have a job. Now I can pay my own bills and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I'm paying for my gas to go back and forth to school, you know what I'm saying? Started buying like whatchamacallit. I didn't contribute to groceries. I bought what I could, because honestly, if I'm only getting paid like 100 and something or 2, I'm not spending my whole check that I work for to put groceries in the house for a house full of people, and this is not, you know what I'm saying, nobody else is, you know. So I did what I could, and not only that, but I started investing in myself, you know what I'm saying. I was working out, I was taking care of my health, I was taking my vitamins, you know what I'm saying. I started taking care of my body more and whatnot, and she didn't like that. She didn't like that at all, because the fact that, that you're making your own money, so now it's like you feel as though nobody can tell you what you can or cannot do with your money. And as a matter of fact, that was something that she did tell us, was that she didn't want us to have a job because she didn't want us to have the ability to say, oh, it's my money and I can do what I want with it, which none of us has ever said, you know what I'm saying. Even now, up to this day, nobody has ever came out their mouth and said, oh, it's my money, I can do what I want with it. Like, you just take care of your business, you know. So that reminded me of a big important factor. I wasn't working at Versailles when I was in Versailles Tech, but I wasn't working, but I was able to pay my tuition and whatnot through the VA benefits, which my mom, she's a veteran, an Army vet. She was able to go to school for free for a certain amount of months or something like that. So they sent sent me a check every, I think, semester or something like that, or every month for the semester to cover the cost of going to school. And actually what I learned was, and I was lied to, you know what I'm saying, when I started, you know what I'm saying. That's why it's very important for people to have a mind, for you to have a mind of your own and go and do your own research. Because I was told that while under the benefits to pay for school, that I couldn't have a job because otherwise they would take it away and I wouldn't be able to pay for school, and that it's the check to pay for school, or the check that was ordered to me, in fact, is not for me. It's actually for her, and for her to take care of the household and to go into the pot for the household, for it to go wherever it needs to be. So whatever money the VA is sending me for school to pay for my school books and whatnot, and whatever else school expenses that I need, is being put into a pot to help pay for light bill, food, car insurance, phone and whatnot, and I have no say so of where those funds disperse to. And I think I was only getting $100 from either 50 or $100 from those checks that they were sending. And once I actually started to do my research on how the benefits actually worked, that's when I knew that she was lying to me the whole time. That's when I knew that I was being manipulated and being used and taken advantage of. And once I brought that up and I addressed those issues, that's when we started having like those back and forths and arguments, and you know what I'm saying, because I was clocking it and I was telling the truth, and I was like, you lied. You told me that I couldn't work, you know what I'm saying, while I was under the dependence, because then I would lose my benefits. But it's not that. I just couldn't work full-time hours. I could work part-time hours, you know what I'm saying, but I couldn't work full-time because then I would lose my benefits. Then you were saying how the check belongs to you, and it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the student, whoever it is going to school, and it goes to them, supporting them. Just like how you go to a university, right? And you know how the they say, you know, this is how much it's going to cost to attend the school for this money, for, you know, how long you're going to be in school, and they put your expected cost, like, okay, this is how much your rooming is going to cost, how much food they expecting, and what the, and you know what I'm saying, and and whatnot, and they disperse and they give you the funds and tell you, you know what I'm saying, go, you know, go manage it, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't given that choice, but you know, I wasn't fighting, you know what I'm saying. I didn't question it until I did question it, because I just thought that she was doing what was best for my interest, and it really wasn't. It was really for what was best for the maintenance of what she had going on. So we used to get into, I think that was like one of our like first like big like, because I used to clock that tea. The facts, I'm pulling up receipts, I'm pulling up documents, I'm pulling up, and all you could just do is get mad and say of how I'm being disrespectful, or you know what I'm saying, I'm ungrateful and booty boo, and try to paint this picture of me to be such a person, and you are the liar. You're the manipulator. You was deceiving. You know what I'm saying? You were the narcissist. You know what I'm saying? You was the one. You know what I'm saying? And trying to make it seem like I was the one. But no, I was the one who was waking up and seeing all this deceitfulness and this shit that you was doing behind closed doors, and thinking that nobody was gonna catch you, and I caught you. And now that you're caught, now it's on me that, you know what I'm saying, I'm just the person who's in the wrong, or I'm just the person who did all these crazy things and is such a bad person. I'm such a bad person. Be for real. So, y'all, after learning more about my mom and these tactics and whatnot, I was like, fuck that curfew. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm at WSSU. I already completed my two years at Versailles Tech. You know what I'm saying? I did what I'm supposed to. I'm not even mad about, you know what I'm saying, all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in a new school. You know what I'm saying? And now I have my job. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? Now I can start, you know what I'm saying, getting my shit together, right? Now it's and then I also made new friends, right? But it was, I didn't have like a group of friends. I had like a solid 1 or 2 friends. That's because I met them at Lowe's, and they invited me over. Like, we went to the movies one time. Like, that's like our first link, you know. So you went to the fair, all of that, you know what I'm saying. But she still tried to enforce this 10 p.m. curfew, or these come home before the lights, like it turned dark outside type, and I wasn't going for that, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I was at a point in my life, I was like, I'm done allowing people to tell me how I should live my life and how I should go about, you know what I'm saying, enjoy my life. I'm not just gonna spend my life just straight work, like work and not have fun, you know what I'm saying? So yes, and it wasn't like, oh, I went crazy and I was just coming home drunk and high and woo-dee-woo and, you know what I'm saying, whatnot. No, I did have me a little phase, you know what I'm saying, you know, sneak out or whatnot. You know, she had and still do have the Ring camera up at the door, so she want to have us under surveillance 24/7 and monitoring who coming in the house and who leaving, and you know what I'm saying. So yeah, hell yeah, we used to sneak out the house. I wasn't the only one, okay? Sneak out the house and go, like, I just, you know what I'm saying, it just felt so good to have some type of freedom. Like, it just, like, yes, like, I did my hard work, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm allowed to enjoy and have fun, you know. Why would I let my 20s go to waste because somebody wants to have full control over that? And just, no, absolutely not, absolutely not. So I did have my little fun in between, you know what I'm saying. I did say, fuck that curfew, you know what I'm saying. I'm not coming home at 10 p.m., you know what I'm saying. If we had an event and it ain't start till 10 p.m., that's when I'm leaving, you know. And then I was like, okay, me personally, If y'all see, I'm into like I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm into like ink and my little piercings and whatnot. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a problem. I feel like piercings and tattoos is a form of expressing yourself and your creativity, you know what I'm saying, who you are. Just like if you wanted to color your hair, you know, or something, that's just changing your character. But I remember I went to go get my first piercing, and actually it was a belly button piercing. I was how old? Actually, I was 19 when I went to go get my belly piercing. I did it without her permission because why? Because when I went into the tattoo shop, they didn't ask me for a parent signature. They said, "Where's your ID? Come sign it and come get pierced. You got your money? Hell yeah!" And I paid for my shit. I was told that I couldn't do any of those things until I was old enough to go do it by myself. So that's in fact what I went to go do. When I was old enough to go do it myself, I went and I did it. When I was old enough to go do it myself, I didn't need a parent permission. So then when I went to go get it, then it was a problem. It's like, oh, you're disrespectful, da da da. You went and go get a piercing without my permission, and I was like, I didn't need your permission. I didn't need it. I paid for it with my money that I worked for, and I signed for it. I didn't need your signature. I didn't need your permission. And then, yeah, and then I think at that time, I think coming back to WSSU and working at Lowe's, I think I'm gonna do a part 2, y'all. We're gonna hit an hour. So yeah, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do part 2. So part 2 coming, baby.